Verse 6, this is a great verse, the one you may want to mark. He shall cause those who come of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud and shall fill the face of the world with fruit. One of the most dramatic things that you can see with some of the videos or movies and so forth, the film footage, is of Palestine, as the British used to call it, from, say, earliest photographic records to the present day. And, of course, when the Romans destroyed Jerusalem in 70 A.D., they, of course, kind of part of their siege practice to cut down all the trees. And so they desolated the land. And as the centuries went by, it just got things went bad to worse, from bad to worse. When the Ottoman Turks took over that land, it was just destroyed. And if you see the ancient footage of as photographic technology developed, of course, there's all kinds of footage of the land in the 1910, 20, 30s, in that time period. And of course, it's desolate. It's either swamp, which is useless, or desert, and it's just awful. But in the late 1800s, some Jews started to emigrate there. And then, of course, the Zionist movement in the 20s and so forth, and the Balfour Declaration, ultimately climaxing, of course, in the State of Israel being announced May 14th of 1948. And it's absolutely fantastic to see the change in the ground. What's always intriguing to me is when you fly over Israel is to notice the contrast of Israel versus the land east of the Jordan, which is still desert and desolate. And yet Israel is green, with trees and orchards and farmland and how they've just reclaimed out of the rocks. They have just made a fertile ground. There is a Talmudic expression which argues that the land will only give its fruit to the Jew. And whether it's just a colorful commentary or whether it's clearly that the land is yielding. Let me tell you an example of that. It says here, it will fill the world with fruit. Israel today is not only an exporter of fruit, it's the third largest exporter of fruit in the world, and it's a land that's 1/3 the size of San Bernardino County. Isn't that interesting? Well, you go through Europe and you see flowers in the markets. Not all, but most of those flowers are exported from Israel. And of course, the fruit is the big thing. The third largest exporter of fruit in the world. Kind of interesting. He shall cause those who come of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud and fill the face of the world with fruit. Sounds like poetic license. No, it's literally true. And I do want to remind you that every time I've made a gross mistake in my reading of the Bible, it's because I didn't take it literally enough. As extremist as I am, I still find that when I've looked back and some of the things I've taught and realized they were wrong, it's because I didn't take it literally enough. Word to the wise.